Welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. So we have been talking about AI and crypto for quite some time because I do believe that the AI market is converging with blockchain in a big way. We know that AI actually does need blockchain in order to be adopted at scale simply because of the trust factor behind AI. Also, smart contracts can actually limit what AI is learning and how it's interacting with specific systems. But today, right now, if we really kind of look at just the AI agent side of crypto, this is a side of crypto that doesn't get a lot of love simply because of how small of a market this is, sitting at about roughly $3.2 billion, less than $1 billion in trading volume, compared to like AI, which is a market that has over $24 billion tied to it and over $2.27 billion in volume. So like I said, AI agents really kind of overlooked right now. And over the last couple weeks and even months, technically, a lot of people think that AI agents are just one big scam, that, they don't really have any use tied to them at all. But I do think that the problem here is that AI agents are still very early on. It reminds me of the RWA sector, where, initially this was pretty much a big nothing market up until the point where we started to see the biggest names out there, like BlackRock, for an example, starting to push forward on tokenization. So as we really think about what's happening here, I still believe that AI agents themselves are in that early phase where RWAs were before the biggest names out there start to tap in to the AI agent space within crypto. But first, let's actually talk a little bit about AI agents and why I believe that, everyone's really kind of overlooking this at this, perfect opportunity. So let's look at, first off, some of the announcements happening over the last couple weeks in the month of April. Number one was AI agents poised to take over the travel industry. Again, we're starting to see that automation side really kind of showing. Some of the biggest names out there, like Google, for an example, are starting to push forward on AI agents. And I do think that AI agents themselves are going to start to become a much bigger part of everyday life. I think that a lot of people are actually overlooking this. And I would say when it comes to the AI side of pretty much everything, I think people are just thinking that this is going to take a long time in order to actually see AI be implemented within specific areas of life. But these big corporations want to implement AI as fast as possible because they know that, number one, they're going to make a lot more money. It's very simple. These corporations are greedy. So they are going to do everything in their power to fast track all of this. So I do think a lot of people are actually overlooking the AI craze from the corporation side. But it's not just the corporation side as well. Like even the government sector, this is from the Washington Times, the CIA is preparing for AI agents while maintaining human in the loop. This was also another big update because, again, we're seeing AI agents on center stage. I can imagine a future where AI is in the hands of an intelligence, of all intelligence officers, helping them do their work faster and have lots of productivity gains. I can imagine having AI assistants in place to help our analysts go through massive amounts of reporting from thousands of sources with all modalities. So yeah, listen, when we think about the government getting involved with AI, it's already happening. They've been talking about it. They've been addressing it. And like I said, even recently, like Google is actually helping developers make their own AI agents in the cloud push. All of this, by the way, in the month of April. In fact, it's coming over the last like 48 hours in terms of all of these big announcements. And then one of the biggest ones that I recently saw was Amazon unleashing new AI agents ready to take over your daily task. This was also another big announcement. And we already know that Amazon is all in on the AI move. Think about all of the stuff that Amazon already offers, like Amazon Alexa, for an example. Like these things are AI. They're AI. Like I would argue that Alexa was an AI agent before the AI agent hype even hit the market. So when we think about what's going on here, when we think about what's happening, yeah, AI agents are only going to continue to grow and grow and grow and become a much larger piece of, everyday life. And then we look at crypto, because when we think about crypto, we think about what it could offer for the AI space. And here we have need for on-chain trust grows as AI agents flood crypto. Yeah, I mean, listen, when we think about blockchain, when we think about smart contracts, these are the guardrails, right? Like crypto is the guardrail behind AI. I've been talking about it for like the last year or so. And even IBM, some of the biggest names out there around the tech space, have been telling us, listen, trust needs to be in place around the AI space. So when you look at AI and you look at blockchain, this is a match made in heaven because blockchain can limit the access that AI does have, which is something that everyone is concerned about. Everyone is worried about, like a Skynet situation happening, or, like an iRobot sort of, situation happening. Blockchain could be that safety net that allows us to not just control AI in a sense, but also limit its reach, which I think everyone really wants in place. I think that everyone should be in favor of this because, again, AI just having complete freedom will only lead to disaster, in my opinion. So, yeah, I think that we look at what blockchain networks, or in this case, what DLTs could be tapped in for this. Hedera is going all in on the AI agent narrative, which I'm actually very bullish about because I do think that this is going to allow Hedera to be a much bigger piece of the AI side of the space. And we already know that when AI projects were running, so if we actually go back to the AI sector, so right now everything is kind of selling off, but if we look at the all-time chart here, guys, this was insane. We hit about $70 billion. A lot of these projects that are in like the top 10 on this list, they were doing very, very good. Like Render right now, about $3.90 or so. But this is what that chart looked like. I mean, from the lows of 2022 all the way up to the highs of 2024, Render did absolute massive numbers. But it wasn't just Render, right? ICP was doing very good. Tau is another one. Going from roughly like dollars back here in 2023. I mean, not exact dollars, but like $50, all the way up to about like roughly $700, almost $800. Like a lot of these AI projects did very, very well. And I do believe that Hedera will as well, because I don't think that AI is dying down. In fact, I actually think that AI is only becoming much, much larger. And you can also see all of the gains here now. Yes, a lot of this is just meme coins and stuff in the AI space. But, for the most part, a lot of these great legit, AI projects did very, very well in the last like roughly 2 years. But I do think that as more and more AI adoption happens, I think that a much larger focus is going to be put on projects like Hedera. Now, I do want to play these two video clips here from the Hedera devs account because this is actually putting a spotlight on the recent integration with Eliza OS. And we have here AI agents transforming DLT interaction. This is Shaw from Eliza OS, an open source framework that powers AI agents to interact with the real world. We have a custom Eliza plugin which simplifies Hedera development and interaction with Eliza OS. Whether you're checking balances, transferring assets, or managing tokens, it provides efficient on-chain execution in an easy-to-use format. Check it out.
Eliza is an open source AI agent framework. So obviously LLMs are really powerful, but in order to actually operate in the world and do the kinds of things we want them to do agentically, interacting with us or doing things on our behalf, we have to build a framework around them and connect them to different places in the world and give them things they can do in ways to interact with us. And so that's what we're doing, is creating this framework around LLMs. And so we're LLM agnostic. You can use almost all LLMs I can think of are supported. And we have people building plugins for pretty much everything. And you can use that as a way to build agents, which are basically a new kind of intelligent mini app that can go wherever you want to go. And so instead of making people come to your website, you might be able to make your website come to your people. So we're seeing a kind of new paradigm of the web, and we're trying to be part of that. So Eliza is an open source framework that you can download and run.
And outside of that, we also have agent-to-agent communication with Hedera HCS10, creating private topics and tokens. Again, this is all through that, integration. This is actually very bullish stuff, and this is actually very good to see because, again, it's going to put Hedera in the spotlight around the AI agent side of things, but also even just around AI itself.
Here we're using a CLI interface, which is actually talking to an agent that has tools for the HCS10 protocol, just to make it a bit easier. But as you can see, it's trying to connect to this agent. So this agent has its own account. It's connected to the agent. It's retrieving the private topic, which only this client agent and the connecting agent are able to communicate to. And as you can see, it's just added an active connection. So I have successfully established a connection with agent at account ID. And we can also see the specific topic ID over here, which is essentially where the messages will be sent to and from. But there's this new topic that's just been created, 4th of April, that's my time, 3rd of April for you. And as you can see, there's only one message. And again, only the two agents. This has created a what's called a private topic in which there's a threshold key. So one of the two keys, only one out of two of these relevant agents' keys or humans' keys, whatever, are needed to submit a message. And no one else can submit messages to this topic. But this threshold could technically be one of 6, or it could be one of 10. So you can then have multiple agents inside of a particular topic communicating with each other. That one was sent. So we've got JCall agent sent hello. And then as you can see, it's replied. So the consumer over here has now received that message, and it's replied, hello, how can I assist you today with your Hedera network? And we can then do things like create a token called Eliza. This is what I'm testing at. Create a token called Eliza token with symbol Eliza issue supply. And again, this will now be communicating to it over that HCS10 network pop up. The Eliza agent will be consuming it, hopefully understand the intent and generating it. So what's because we're using this agent interface above the communication protocol, I think we need to say send a message to the connected create a message. So send it. Let's see which tool.
Yeah,
now it should be going, and we should also then be able to see it happening over here. Extracted data, symbol Eliza, they're sort of generating it. Executing handler for Hedera create token. This is on the Eliza agent on the server side, and then it will come back with the token that we've created. And it looks like.
So again, this is all agent interaction on the Hedera HCS side. And this is actually very bullish. I think that this is going to open up a lot of doors of opportunity for not just developers, but just AI agents in general, the use of AI agents around specific use cases. We could talk about, automating digital workflows within like Fortune 500 companies, for an example, or, even automating payment messaging. And the opportunity here is just massive. It's the same reason why I still focus on AI at scale. And, what's crazy about all of this is that we're not even talking about, things like Equity Lab, right? Which has a collaboration with NVIDIA and Intel. And this is one of the biggest use cases still to really kind of talk about around Hedera, because this is, two giants around the AI side that I think everyone should focus on. Listen, NVIDIA and Intel are powering most PCs that are out there today, especially around Fortune 500 companies. And Hedera working with them to not only verify AI computational power and what AI is actually doing around computations themselves. This is pretty much Hedera bridging its way into TradFi, and not just TradFi. I just want to say, like, traditional companies, corporations, enterprises, everything. Like, the world runs on both of these companies, basically. You could argue, yeah, there's AMD out there and things like that, but these are two massive names that power almost everything around the enterprise side, the institutional side, and even more recently, NVIDIA just announced on the 14th that they are going to manufacture American-made AI supercomputers in the US for the first time. This is a part of a $500 billion plan, actually. You could actually see the announcement here. NVIDIA to build AI supercomputers in the US announces $500 billion investment. This is pretty large. This is massive. And what's crazy about this is we know that this is all around AI. So then we go back and we think about, all right, well, who's actually working with NVIDIA around AI? Well, Hedera is. And then when you think about Intel, right? What's crazy about Intel is that on March 19th, Intel accelerated AI at the edge through an open ecosystem. This is with their Intel AI Edge systems, Edge AI suits, and even Open Edge platform software. So this is another big one. And what's crazy about all of this is that 50% of enterprise managed data will all be processed within AI systems. Isn't that crazy? So when we think about enterprise at scale, it's all going to be running through these types of systems, and you're going to have to verify a lot of that information because it's all AI, it's all automated. And then Hedera comes in. And what's crazy about all of this is April 11th, Deloitte reports 50% efficiency gains with Intel AI PCs. So AI, even though everyone thinks that AI is dying down and that it's not a big deal, AI is becoming so much bigger now than ever before, even while we have all this bearish noise. So if we're thinking about how big AI and AI agents will be, I do think that these are two categories within crypto that will grow substantially over the coming weeks, months, and even years. And it's not going to be around like AI projects that are just like big memes that do absolutely nothing, that just have AI in their name. No, it's going to be around projects like Hedera, for an example, that are actually working around the AI side to not just allow AI to be adopted, but it's a safety net. Hedera is providing trust for AI workflows. Just the same way that we go back over here to this need for on-chain trust grows as AI agents flood crypto. It's the same even around enterprise and institutional players, right? AI is being adopted at scale right now in a very fast manner outside of crypto, within the Fortune 500, around enterprise institutions, and that trust is still needed. So who are they going to look at? They're going to look at projects like Hedera with Equity Lab that are already working with some of the biggest names out there, like NVIDIA and Intel, that are powering massive giants within the enterprise and institutional side anyways. So this is why Hedera, when it comes to AI, is going to absolutely explode in value once we start to see the adoption around AI picking up in a big way, which I suspect is going to be happening, especially now with like NVIDIA starting to go all in on AI supercomputer acceleration. This is a big one, especially in the US, so we'll have to see what happens, but this is all around their Blackwell chips, which is also directly tied back to this announcement with Equity Lab. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, this has been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.